Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. And do you remember the horrible famine in Ethiopia in the 1980s? More than 1 million Ethiopians starved to death. The Marxist government had destroyed food production. So when a severe drought hit, there was no more emergency food to fall back on. This painful lesson should remind us to have backup food and be more self-reliant. Marxists will be Marxists. They destroy everything, especially food production. So if you see a bad moon rising, do yourself a favor and get some emergency food you can rely on. My Patriot Supply is America's largest emergency preparedness company. And right now, you can save $50 on their 4-week emergency food kit, which contains an abundance of food totaling more than 2,000 calories a day. This is something every American family should have. It arrives unmarked in boxes for your privacy. Go to preparewithjericho.com and save $50 on your 4-week food kit. That's preparewithjericho.com to avoid the unexpected now. Go to preparewithjericho.com. So there's one thing, people, I don't like. If you've been listening to me for a while, you already know this. And if you haven't, you're about to find out. One thing I can't stand is that group of cackling, worthless, unfunny bitches known as The View. Now, the latest bunch of shit to fall out of those disgusting holes under their nose is they had the nerve to say, they were talking about Biden's new, or who he's going to nominate for the Supreme Court. And they were saying how, black people, we need to be represented. Black people. And they said, well, there's a black judge in there, but he doesn't, and I quote, he doesn't represent the black community. So I posed the question, what the fuck does that mean? Huh? What do you mean he doesn't represent the black community? What does that look like? What does the black community need representation for? Why can't the black community speak for itself? Why does it need a representative? I've mentioned this before. I remember when I was a kid, my parents got pissed because they were watching some commercial or some show talking about how Jesse Jackson is the representative for black people. And I remember my dad saying, I didn't vote for that fool. He don't represent me. So I echo that point. I didn't vote for Clarence Thomas to represent shit. He's in the Supreme Court. He's not in my life. The fuck does that even mean? And let me ask you this, you bunch of dumbasses. You bunch of dried up ovary havers. How about this? Where the fuck are the people? Why aren't you guys talking about Ruth Bader Ginsburg didn't represent the Jewish community when she was alive? Who the fuck even says that? They don't say it because they don't need it. How come no one's saying that Sotomayor, she doesn't represent for the Latin community? What the fuck? They don't say it because they don't need it. How come they're not talking about Judge Roberts or Beyer before he stepped down? How come they weren't talking about, man, they don't represent the white community? Why is it always put that black people need somebody to talk for them, somebody to represent them, somebody to uplift them, somebody to put their arm in front of everybody else? No, wait. Let the black folks catch up. You guys stop running the race. Let them, you guys step off to the side. Let the black folks get a couple of laps in front of you. What does that cause when you give things to one group and not the other? Animosity. There are no groups that you know what? You know the only group that needs to be represented more? Children. Why don't we do more to keep children safe? Why don't we focus more on sex trafficking and kidnapping? Children, they need to be represented more. That's it. Every other group, every other race, if you're an adult, fend for your fucking self. You represent yourself. Self-reliance. Individualism. What? Why the fuck What are you even talking about? If you did represent the black community, what does that mean? Represent? That means you need something, you're suffering or you're weaker and you need an advocate. You need somebody to speak for you because you can't do it yourself. That's the only reason you would need a representative or representation, is because you can't do it yourself. Says who? I'll tell you who. A bunch of racist liberal fucks like those cackling bitches on The View. Who is still watching that? Is The View like CNN, where they get all their numbers for being played in the background at an airport? Who is watching The View? You couldn't have, if you scraped all their craniums, you wouldn't come up with a cup full of brains. Bunch of stupid fucks. Whoopi hasn't been funny since Jumpin' Jack Flash. Joy Behar was never funny. And the rest of those assholes, I don't even know. I remember they had Barbara Walters, Barbara Wawa. What kind of fucking accent does that lady have? I remember it's her, Star Jones, back in the day, but I don't even know who those dumb idiots are they have on there now. He doesn't represent the black community. Whoopi, why didn't you stand your big black ass up and say something like, I don't know, we don't need representation? Why aren't you calling all those other justices to the carpet for not representing their racial groups? Because saying that those other racial groups doesn't benefit you. It benefits you to continue the narrative that black folks are just downtrodden and always need a fucking hand up. That's racism. The racism of the bigotry of low expectations. Represent the black community. I don't even know what that means. How about you tap black folks to represent the black community, not one guy who's obviously nailed it in life? That shit pisses me off. I don't need no representative. Representative for what? If I had one, what's he gonna do? Represent what? Bunch of bullshit. And you got dummies up there and the blue check marks, the famous people, the celebrities, the elites, just like Whoopi's punk ass, who don't say anything when shit like that is said right in front of them. Because I guarantee you, just like George Zimmerman, not that one, the suit guy, I guarantee it. I guarantee you that if I'm sitting on a panel or anywhere else and I hear somebody say that some famous black person does not represent the black community, you best believe I'm going to say something. I will not sit quietly while somebody espouses dangerous, detrimental bullshit like black people need a representative. No, children do. If you're an adult, fuck you. You're on your own. We need to worry about the kids. That's who need more representation, more of a stronger voice to represent them. Not a bunch of damn adults. He doesn't represent the black community. Well, guess what, Whoopi? Neither do you. Now let me get over here with my beautiful wife and kids. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to jerichogreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.